what's up guys? It's your boy Davion. Welcome to another edition of Conscious Television. Guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button and then hit that notification bell before you tune in for the rest of this video. We're going to jump the week off as always when it comes to these hot topic videos with this week's The Supreme Queen's Court, which featured rapper slash reality TV star Tiffany Foxx. I really liked her energy. She was real chill, super pretty. She looked really nice. I liked her and Madison's dynamic. I like the fact that they were able to disagree, and I like the contrast. I don't like when people share too much of a similar type of thought pattern, because it kind of like they kind of cancel out each other when they think a little bit too similarly. So I really like the fact that her and Tiffany kind of were really different. We're gonna definitely talk about a few things that got brought up on the docket, and we also gonna talk about this loyalty that Madison has to Nicki Minaj. Now, Maddie, I'm all for you loving Nicki, but Team Nicki, you know, team, like, I like Cardi, but I'm not Team Cardi. And you know, I'm not really team any fucking body, to be honest. I want to like people, but I don't want to like them so much that I can't give them constructive criticism. When we start being team this and team that, we become really radical, and we have like this over commitment to defend people who be indeed fucking wrong in situations. I would love to see Madison be able to stay true to being the real ass bitch that we all know that she can be, and be able to give Nicki Minaj her ass too when Nicki ass is out of fucking line. Now, I thought something that was fascinating is that this is like the 37th rapper that has came out and said that Nicki has tried to stop bags, stop them working with people, stop them on red carpet, stop them from winning awards. Nicki stopping Tiffany Foxx's career, are trying to hinder it, prolong it, stifle it, is very telling. Like, Nicki, you gotta be really fucking insecure to be stopping Tiffany Foxx's bag, because Tiffany Foxx is only like Cuban zirconian right now. Like, she's not even real fucking carrot, you know. She's still paper, baby. You know, she hasn't even elevated and evolved in her career to be plastic. So I'm not really sure why Nicki was trying to stop Tiffany. I don't know if it was because Tiffany was co-signed by Kim and that was just out of retaliation for Nicki trying to stop Kim's whole empire and everything she was fucking connected to. But yeah, that was like really weird. I also want to talk about this whole double standard thing before we get off of Tiffany Foxx. I think they were talking about Kim Kardashian when this came up, and Tiffany she went off into this rant about how she just feels like there's a double standard when it comes to men and women as it relates to sexuality, and that she would prefer women to be more discreet about their sexual practices because women are seen and treated differently because of their sexual escapades as it relates to their male counterparts, which is very true. But what kind of rubbed me the wrong way was that instead of destroying and dismantling that patriarchy and that misogyny, Tiffany kind of just wanted to cater to it by saying women keep shit discreet. I'm not for promiscuity. Like, I am not team promiscuous. However, I'm not team promiscuous as it relates to men and or women. I don't see whorism any differently on a man or a woman. It's your pussy, it's your dick, do what the fuck you want. I'm not into treating women differently than we treat men. If you're gonna be anti-ho, then be anti-ho as it relates to men and women. Don't continue to make women feel like their sexuality has to be policed and that women have to be ashamed of being just as hormonal, being just as horny, and in need of fucking sex and some sexual healing just as well as men are, because both men and women are human beings and we both deal with hormones that make us want to express ourselves fucking sexually. It takes two to fucking tangle, so we need to stop selling this narrative that women somehow need to be more fucking conservative. If you're going to be against promiscuity, be against it from both sides. Don't isolate women and make women police themselves and gather themselves and situate themselves, but leave these niggas to have a green light to do whatever the fuck they want to do, because that's a part of what the fuck is wrong now. Another interesting thing that was brought up on the show is Maddie saying that black men always kind of leave black women in the dust when they kind of come up and climb the social ladder and kind of make it. They want to long dick these white women, and they didn't know like why this happens. Why this happens is because of something called assimilation, and because black people live in a white patriarch, power looks white, and we internalize power in a very white way. So when black men and black women acquire power and they social climb in life and they kind of become the status quo, a lot of black people subconsciously end up assimilating into what looks like how white men and white women experience and receive and express power. All of the icons of power in this country are white. When you think about the 1%, you're talking white. When you think about the government, you think white. When you think about people who actually own the land and own the property, when you think about the presidents, you think about white. White is power. So as we get closer and closer and closer and closer and closer up, we want to become more white, more white, more white, more white. We become classier, sophisticated. All of this shit is just assimilating to whatever is the white standard of prestige and fucking power. I did love Tiffany energy. I would love to see her back. The show was really fucking good. I did not watch the after show, but I give this show an 8 or a 9. Cat Williams bowing down to Tiffany Haddish. I think this is just indicative of how full of shit Cat Williams actually is. Cat Williams is a fake ass bitch, and him bowing down to Tiffany Haddish just goes to show how this man is so unpredictable, erratic, and he just can't be trusted. His feelings, his thoughts, his nothing. He completely lied on Tiffany Haddish in the interview with Wanda, talking about she was married to a white man and all this shit. None of that shit was even fucking true. And then on top of that, you laid Tiffany Haddish out in V103 interview and then got right in her face and, you know, gave her the Wakanda bow. And this just continues to let me know that Cat Williams is just a big ass attention whore. He regurgitates bullshit out of his mouth. He just wants fucking attention, and I'm just not here for it. And for all these people saying that we now have receipts that Wanda started it because the guy named Red, who the interview was initially for, that's not credible. Red is Cat Williams' fucking friend. So of course he's going to be loyal to fucking Cat Williams and say that indeed Wanda was antagonizing fucking Cat Williams. I want to see fucking footage. If that's all the footage we have, I don't want to see no more word of mouth, because based upon that 21-minute ass clip we saw, if that's what it was, Cat Williams instigated that shit. I don't give a flying monkey fuck what y'all say about it. I saw the shit back to back to back to make sure that my logic was fucking intact, because I couldn't believe how many of you motherfuckers was barking and coughing up Cat Williams' fucking skirt, teabagging him and deep throwing his fucking dick, trying to justify his nasty ass attitude towards her. I don't give a fuck that Wanda has roasted people in the past. I don't give a fuck that Wanda has been rude to other guests. She wasn't rude to him. That was the context. She wasn't rude to him. She wasn't roasting him. She wasn't being difficult with him. She wasn't antagonizing him. I don't give a fuck about how she was on interview 13 and interview 12 with Nene or with Phaedra or with whoever the fuck else. As it relates to her sit down with Cat fucking Williams, there was nothing there that warranted the bullshit that came out of his mouth. The shit was funny, I fucking laughed, but it had no fucking context. And everybody made every fucking excuse for Cat Williams other than Cat Williams. Cat Williams has still not set a context for what the fuck the situation was with Wanda. He has not said, I did this because she spoke about me several years ago. He has not come out of his pussy and said, she was antagonizing me and disrespecting me prior to us actually going on air live. He still has not said shit. You know why? Because Cat Williams is full of shit. There is nothing to fucking say. He's just a fucking asshole. He's just a punk pussy clock ass nigga. Bill Cosby being sentenced to 3 to 10 years. Now, obviously, this is very interesting. I do understand, you know, some of the public's plight as it relates to this sentencing seeming very harsh and very unjust, because we know that Catholic priests are getting off left and fucking right from molesting and raping multiple fucking children in the church, and they're being acquitted of all charges. They're being laid free to go. There's just a white woman who hung a baby on a fucking ceiling fan, and she was let go. No trial, no nothing, free to fucking go. We see white people constantly getting off, and even though our justice system is completely corrupted, it's biased, and it's prejudiced and racist, that does not mean that we still can. It doesn't mean that we have to become corrupted. So my sense of morality and ethics are still intact, which means that wrong is still fucking wrong. Bill Cosby admitted to drugging women during his day, and even though he's 130,000 years old and he's blind and senile and deaf and crippled and decrepit and everything else under the fucking sun, menopausing, he has to pay for what he did, and justice still has to be served to those who are victims. And so, rightfully so, Cosby got to take his ass in and pay his due diligence, because he was dead ass wrong. And if justice don't catch your ass on the front end, it'll catch your ass on the back end, especially if you are a black woman and a black man in America. I want to talk about this video that's going viral. It also appeared on the Supreme Queen's Court of the baby mama and the baby daddy fighting, and this bitch throwing her baby out on the side of the curb like he was an empty McDonald's, you know, sweet teacup, bitch. Like, the fuck? Like, if I knew the number to CPS and knew this whole lived that bitch, I would call CPS, DSS, fucking animal control, bitch, and get them to take this motherfucking child away from both of they ignorant, dumb, stupid asses, but more so the fucking baby mama. The baby daddy, I hope he kept that motherfucking footage, take it to the goddamn court, and get full fucking custody of your daughter, because this bitch is the kind of motherfucker who will throw her baby out of the goddamn window over the goddamn interstate bridge, all because she's upset at her baby daddy. This is the type of bitch who kills her fucking child to get back and retaliate at the goddamn baby daddy. That shit was psychotic. That shit was completely dead ass fucking wrong. And if that goddamn daddy had any fucking sense, he would take full fucking custody. I would not trust that bitch with my motherfucking daughter. If anybody can get you so pressed in your feelings, bitch, including me, that you can just slang our fucking child out of the fucking car and hitchhike your ass on, you ain't got to worry about pulling up, pulling back again, bitch, because you won't be a motherfucking mother. She should be a whole damn shame of her fucking self. That's deserving of a fucking ass whipping. And if the women in her goddamn family had any fucking sense and had any fucking heart about themselves, they would whip off in her motherfucking ass. That would have been one of the only times in my motherfucking life I would have had to put my motherfucking hands on a woman. That situation was justified enough for his ass to grab her by her motherfucking 27-piece and beat the living hell out of her on behalf of this innocent ass child who got to be in the middle of this dumbass psychosis suffering asshole's temper tantrum. Shit was ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. I know you guys wanted me to talk about this Tasha K, this unwind with Tasha K drama with Cardi B and some of the other bloggers and situations. So I'm going to do a separate individual independent video giving my thoughts and commentary on that, because there's kind of a few things we need to discuss, because that's a real layered issue as it relates to vloggers and bloggers and celebrities and all this shit. So I really want to make that a whole separate entity in and of itself. You know, as always, we can leave it to the celebrity and social media world to continue to be lit day in and day out, you know. comment, rate, and subscribe. Continue to share this content. I see that I got like 200 new fucking subscribers. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for supporting. I really love you guys. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.